Disclaimer! This project is just a concept, and I am weird. Also, heads up, this video contains some flashing lights, so please watch with caution if you're sensitive to that. Anyway, enjoy. Greetings, travelers, and welcome to another character entry in the somewhat famous Super Smash Bros. DS concept series. I know that it's been a while since the last one, but hopefully all the other stuff that I've been putting up in between now and then has been just as equally entertaining. And I hope to have satiated your feelings. Like, remember the Mudkip video? The Mudkip? It was funny. I posted it last week. Well, today I'm happy to introduce my version of Ness, another Smash original from way back when. Ness is the silent protagonist of Mother 2, or more famously renowned as Earthbound in the West, beloved cult classic RPG for the Super Nintendo, released back in 1995. Known for its quirky humor and modern day setting, it is a game about suburban adventure. To be honest, I never managed to beat the game myself. I got it as a gift on my Wii U back when Club Nintendo was still around, but I don't think I ever made it past that zombie area. It was like a decade ago. Nevertheless, Earthbound was a huge hit, so it was only natural that Ness would appear as a character in Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64, which would have been released around 4 years later. The game also has a unique style that eventually made its way to other iconic titles, like Undertale, which I actually played on stream just a few months back. I've just been talking and talking, haven't I? It's what I do. Ness was an unlockable character in the original Super Smash Bros., but later in Melee, he would be included in the base roster, along with his other fellow unlockable veteran, Captain Falcon. Since this game would be a sequel to Melee, I think that it could follow in its footsteps. In Super Smash Bros. DS, or whatever I end up calling the game later on, Ness would be a base character. Ness is a 13-year-old boy from the town of Onnet, who after getting told about his destiny by a talking bee, or something like that, embarked on an adventure to stop the cosmic threat known as Gygus. Ness's biography states that he's a big fan of baseball, which is reflected in his appearance and fighting style. Many of his attacks incorporate this trusty baseball bat. Above all, he's also renowned for his powerful PSI abilities, which allow him to unleash devastating psychic attacks. While Ness himself never learns moves like PK Fire or PK Thunder in Earthbound, he still gets them in Smash Bros., likely as a reference to his friend Paula, making it one of his signature weapons. In one of the later game's trophies, it actually gets stated that he was later taught these abilities. His unique mix of physical and psychic combat make him a tricky yet rewarding fighter, capable of zoning high damage combos. Let's talk about his design. As you can tell, or judge if you must, my version of Ness, like every character I've done so far, exaggerates on the chibi factor, and bears a more cartoony look compared to his previous incarnations. Not that Earthbound style wasn't cartoony to begin with. At the same time, the textures add a slight degree of photorealism, sort of. Unlike what Brawl did, however, my design has more saturated colors, just to play on that playful DS aesthetic that we all know and love. There's a bit of inspiration to Super Smash Bros. 64 when it comes to his proportions. Ness's height is also adjusted accordingly to this game, this time standing just a little taller than Pikachu. I'll post a height comparison chart for some of the characters sometime this week. Let's talk about technicalities. Ness's model in this hypothetical game stands at a little under 560 tries. When wielding his bat or yo-yo, the try count jumps to a little under 625 tries, which is just at my poly limit for characters. I had to make every poly count for this one, and that is not a pun, but I managed to provide him with just as much detail as I needed to without pulling my hair out. I went ahead and created two separate models for when Ness blows himself up, as he does during the stage entry. It's funny, isn't it? Doesn't it look funny? Please say it's funny. My ego needs it. You can just say it in your head. It's good enough for me. Let's discuss attributes. Ness is a light to medium weight character, with a solid balance of speed and power. His mobility is on the faster side, and his attacks come out fairly quickly, allowing for quick combo potential. While he lacks a true projectile for zoning like other characters, his PSI attacks make up for that with their versatility. Overall, Ness would keep most of his similarities from his Brawl counterpart, just that those attributes would be introduced earlier. And that is all I have to say about the kid today. As usual, I thank you all for tuning in yet again. Over the next few weeks, I'll be busy getting my butt kicked by school assignments and other life ventures, but I'll still be dropping in some cool and fun stuff nevertheless. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with updates and all of my work. With that said, I bid you all farewell for now, and I'll talk to you all in the comment section. Fare thee well!